I don't know why, but recently everyone on my YouTube feed is jumping up and down about lead, but they're not telling you anything about it other than it's bad. So I'm going to take the lead on this lead thing. Let's talk about that. Yes, that was a pun. Here's your armed citizen meme of the week. Screen cap it, crop it, and send it to everyone you know.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Now, let's get on with the content. Lead was originally called plumbum by the Romans, which is why on the periodic table it uses the letters Pb. Lead is an element that we have worked with for millennia because it is soft and easy to melt. Romans used it to make their plumbing, and thus the name plumbum, and things like the plates that they ate off of. So have many other peoples across the world in history. Today, armed citizens like you and I receive microdoses of lead every time we go to the range. The core of our bullets are made of lead. The firing process atomizes a small portion of the lead in the bullet because while the front of the bullet has a copper jacket, the bottom of the bullet does not. This residue is cast into the air with the other propellant gases. The primers our ammunition uses to start the whole show is made of what's called lead stiphanate, which is a shock-sensitive explosive. If you're not careful, you can pick it up cleaning your weapons. See my video, number 69 on that. Shooting steel targets also spreads the lead by fragmenting the bullet on impact. That being said, we are exposed to lead in other ways as well. If you live in a house built in the 1970s or before, it might have lead-based paint. You can also pick up lead working with stained glass, making pottery, iron craft work, soldering electronics, handling lead acid batteries, and so on. Lead is a mineral that once ingested does not like to come out of our system by itself. And it is the gradual buildup of this lead in our tissues, especially a child's tissues, that can be catastrophic. High lead levels affects every system in our bodies, nervous, digestive, even behavioral. The damage caused is cumulative, which is why you need to know your blood lead level as soon as possible and get it checked regularly. Your doctor can set that time frame. So the first thing to do is go to your doctor and ask for a BLL or blood lead level test. This includes the spouse and kids too. The test can be by a venous blood draw by needle or a finger stick, like checking your blood sugar. The finger stick is not as accurate as the blood draw, and if the finger stick shows anything, you'll have to get the venous blood draw anyway to confirm. I'm not a doctor or medical expert. I did not stay at a Holiday Inn last night, nor do I play a doctor on TV. I highly suggest that you discuss the results with your doctor once the test results are in. That being said, as long as your blood lead level is under 3.5 micrograms per deciliter, you're okay. Above that, the level of concern and the aggressiveness of treatment is directly proportional to the level of lead in your blood. Again, consult with your doctor about this. The good news is if your blood lead level is abnormal, no matter how severe, you can get treatment. The process is called chelation therapy. This is where you are given specific chemicals that easily bind with the lead in your system so they can come out in your waste products easier. The bad news is chelation doesn't treat the damage already done. It merely stops the current lead in your system from doing future damage. Preventing the lead from getting into your system in the first place is basic common sense. We need to find a way without giving up shooting or those other hobbies or professions. Having your house de-leaded, I don't know about, so it's beyond the scope of this video. In doing my research, I have found these things to be common threads. Depending upon how often you shoot, how long you're on the range, and etc., will determine how many of these suggestions are sensible and reasonable for you. So the first is shoot at outdoor ranges only. You do this as much as possible because you can't get the buildup of lead particles into your system like you do at enclosed indoor ranges. So beware of your indoor airflow. You should feel a slight movement of air from behind you and downrange. That pulls the particulates away from you. I have a range local to me that I refuse to shoot at. You can see the particulates hang in the air, not move toward the ventilation. One time, for ventilation, they had just a side door open and a 36-inch fan forcing air into the range. That's a no bueno for me. Using an N95 mask with an exit valve, no matter the ventilation, is not paranoid. Third thing, wash your hands immediately after you leave the range area. Most shooting ranges will have a bottle of red DeLead soap in their restroom. This soap specifically gets the particulates off of your skin that regular soap can't. Have a supply of DeLead wipes in your range bag as well if they don't have the DeLead pump soap. Use nitrile gloves when cleaning your guns. Again, see my video number 69. Now, these are the absolute minimum things you should do to minimize your risk. Everyone should do these all the time. The following suggestions will be more difficult, however, your circumstances might require for you to carry them out. I leave them for you to decide. So we can start by changing our shirt and shoes before we get into the car after shooting. Your family will touch your shirt and pick up the particles, and your shoes will track the particles into your carpet where your children crawl and play. Wearing an overshirt on the range and wiping your soles with DeLead wipes before you get into your vehicle is a reasonable idea. You want to keep the lead from getting into any part of your life once you leave the range. Taking a bath when you get home. Again, have a supply of DeLead soap to wash down first, then regular soap. Use different scrubbers so as not to cross-contaminate is a sensible item. Have specific clothes and shoes used only for shooting. If you don't have multiple shoes, again, use DeLead wipes on at least the soles of your shoes before getting into your car. Wash and store your shooting clothes separately from your other clothes. This prevents cross contamination to the rest of your wardrobe. Not saying this is bad, but if you consider this, don't forget to run a washer cycle empty afterwards and with a recommended detergent to get any leftover lead particles out of the washer to really minimize the chance of cross contamination. Have separate storage for your shooting gear, ammo, and etc. You should already be doing that. Have a specific firearm table with a plastic top. This table is the only place where you will clean and maintain your weapons and accessories. Being plastic makes it easy to wipe it down after use, or you can get disposable picnic table covers. Of course, when you're cleaning your weapons, disposing of dirty patches, used cleaning gloves, and rags properly and immediately. Now, if you reload, pick up brass with gloves. Put the brass in sealable bags. Wet tumble brass. You spew particles all over when you dry tumble them. And use gloves at all times during reloading. So now I have told you why lead is bad, how you get it, how to check it. Once you know how much you have, you know what to do to get it out of your environment and body. And lastly, how to minimize the introduction of more into your system. Stay safe, stay bullet free. Tell your family you love them every day. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful day. If you made it this far, thank you. If you liked this content, please hit the like button to show your support. Help me get the word out by subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to turn notifications on so you know when I post new content. If you think this content would help your friends, the share button helps you get it out to your social media. Comments mean a lot to me, good or bad. Please leave one. All right, go forth and have a most excellent day.